NFL Week 1 is officially in the books, and there is a lot of headlines going around, people saying this, people saying that, but we're here to sort through all the BS. So we're going to go over a new segment called Overreaction or NAW. In this segment, we're going to be giving each other an overreaction, and the other person is going to say whether we believe, yeah, actually that sounds right, or no, that is definitely an overreaction. So, Chuck, why don't you hit me with one first?
So I got one for you right off the bat. So Kansas City Chiefs. Now, did the Chiefs really even need Tyreek Hill in the first place after that dominating performance over the Cardinals in Week 1?
I'm going to say no.
Nah.
That's not an overreaction. But I will say this. It was amazing to see the Chiefs' offense flow so incredibly. I mean, possession after possession. They made it look easy, and they really embarrassed the Cardinals. But the Cardinals were also dealing with a ton of injuries. So it wasn't really that Cardinals defense that we saw from last year, which wasn't that great in the first place.
Yeah.
But based on what you're saying, if they need Tyreek Hill, no, they don't. Because it's a totally different game plan this year. And Andy Reid is the best at adjusting his game plan on the fly or through an off season. And they have so many competent skill position players at every position that there's no one guy that has to take over. Obviously, Travis Kelce is going to get his this year, but their wide receiver room is not elite, but deep.
Mm-hmm.
And the running backs all complement each other well. So it's very obvious to me. Tyreek Hill, he'll be missed in certain ways, but the Chiefs will be perfectly fine without it.
100%. I'd just like to add, I think Mahomes, he took what was there. He wasn't trying to throw it deep when Hill was on the team. And also, Andy Reid, I think he just puts the depth of those wide receivers in great positions. And there's so much rotation that guys are fresh throughout the game. So I think it's been very hard to stop that offense. You got one from me?
All right, Chuck, so let me hit you with one real quick. My first one is going to be about Trey Lance. So Trey Lance had a lot of hype in the offseason, but is it an overreaction to say that if with this performance that he's bound to get benched mid-season?
So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that it was a rain game. So, you can't really efficiently pass the ball. So, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but nah, so it's not an overreaction. I think maybe you'll see Jimmy G go in there for 2 series in a row. Maybe they do a 2-quarterback system, but I think definitely not an overreaction. So I think he will get benched at one point.
Oh,
if he continues to play poorly, yes.
But do you think he will continue to play poorly? There's a question.
It's Week 1. Hopefully, this is year 2. Hopefully he figures it out, just like most quarterbacks. But I think with his legs, I think he can keep the starting job.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see.
Yeah, very reasonable. All right, what else you got?
Okay, so overreaction or nah? Robert Saleh may be on the hot seat after Week 2.
I'm going to go with nah. For God's sakes, he was starting Joe Flacco, of all people. He's got no chance. When Zach Wilson is there and they have their full functioning offense, then we can judge him a little bit better. It's the one thing that stands out for Coach, though, is, effort. Do the Jets give effort? I would say so. I don't see them as a team that's dogging it. There's no reason Flacco should be a starter. It should be touching the starting field. And is that
59 passing attempts?
They're down all game, but what are they supposed to do? We love Mike White, but they probably see something in the film that says we can't play this guy either. So I can't fault Saleh for that, but if it becomes a lack of effort thing, then it'll become a different story.
I agree.
Fresh in our minds is the Monday Night Football game, and I was extremely disappointed with the Broncos.
Yes, same here.
But I think the thing that we might need to hit the panic on most is Coach Hackett. Now, what I want to ask you, is this an overreaction to say the Broncos need a panic after this Week 1 game?
It's Week 1, so I'm going to go with, it's an overreaction. Yes, he didn't really put the ball in Russell's hand at the end of the game. In the press conference, he said the 46-yard line was the mark. he said that there was a 3rd and 13, and then they dumped it off to Javonte Williams. They got a 4th and 6 on the 46-yard line. That was their mark where they wanted to hit the field goal. Brandon McManus, he's a good kicker. He's not a Justin Tucker type guy. 4% chance of making that field goal, that 64-yard field goal from the 46-yard line. It's definitely an overreaction, but if you see him, I'm not going to say like he's playing soft. He's really playing conservative. But if you keep seeing this conservative look from him and not giving Russell Wilson the reins, I mean, I could see him definitely getting on the hot seat. But for right now, it's overreaction.
And you know what? There's a decent chance it's not an overreaction, but it's only if we see improvement in these couple of areas. The first one is penalties. The penalties in the first half were outrageous. Mm-hmm. There's a penalty on the defense almost every play. That's a matter of disciplining your players. Now, they're going into a game in Seattle. This was almost like Seattle's Super Bowl, essentially. They wanted to beat Russell Wilson really bad.
Yeah. And I love how the schedule fixed that up.
Right. So maybe the players were nervous. But second thing, the head coaching decisions have got to improve. You know, and there's no reason when you're not in Denver to try a 64-yard field goal when you have 50 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah,
you gotta go for it. If you don't think that you can convert against a Seattle defense full of rookies when you have talented skill position players all over the place, that is a head coaching fault. And he doesn't believe in his players. So they better show up against the Texans this week, I guess. Let's do one more check. What else you got for me?
Okay, so what I have for you, Bills, the best team in the NFL. Overreaction or not?
Absolutely not. The Bills showed out on Thursday night, and you could make an excuse like, oh, Stafford's elbow isn't all there, but this was a 21-point victory on the road against the defending Super Bowl champions. And
gotta give credit where credit's due.
Listen, so we both picked the Rams in the pick'em last week, but I would have immediately changed my opinion if you had watched, and you probably would have too, if you had watched the pregame show, because everyone was just going Rams. I think 2 people picked the Bills. Shout out to Rodney Harrison.
It was Rodney.
I know he was one of them, but I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, I thought I would have been more split than that, but the Bills somehow are still getting not enough respect, maybe because they're not national, they're not a big market or whatever, but they're the complete package on offense and defense. And if you watch that game on Thursday, the biggest thing that stands out is how much better Von Miller makes that defense.
And he's
a record.
How old is he? 36?
He's 33.
33.
He's 33.
I jumped the gun there, but still.
He's still incredible.
Great point. Yeah.
My last one is the Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys, America's team. Overreaction or not, their season is over.
I hate how I keep saying this. Yeah, it's week 1, and you know we're probably very biased Giants fans over here. I want to say nah, but it is an overreaction. They have a very good defense on paper. They don't have all the skill players, but they got skill players that can get the ball downfield. Their offensive line is deteriorated. But it's just week 1, and they do have a really easy schedule coming up. So I'd be fooling myself to say that the season's over after 1 week. So definitely an overreaction out of everybody.
But Chuck, how on earth are they going to move the ball with a bad offensive line and Cooper Rush is their quarterback?
I don't know. I feel like Jerry finds a way. It's Jerry's world. So, and we're just living in it.